Hello everyone. This is the Unit 1 video, and this proves that I actually did my work, and I'm going to walk you all through it now. Okay, so first up, what we have is the levels of organization, starting with subatomic particles such as like electrons and neutrons, and protons, and they all come together to make the atom. And when these all combine, you can get molecules, which basically are how build up everything. Then you get macromolecules, which will be like proteins and enzymes and stuff like that. Then you get organelles, which are like the internal workings of a cell, and you get a few of these. You actually do get a cell, and multiple cells combined together and growing together can form tissue, and tissues, when they grow together, form organs, such as like your lungs, which without you would not be alive. And when you get a bunch of organs, you get an organ system. And with an organ system, you then have an organism, like this dog. So, next thing I have to demonstrate is the homeostasis stuff with negative and positive feedback loops. So with like a negative feedback loop, with the example that was given, how your body's trying to maintain a certain temperature, and if it gets too hot above that, which is hyperthermia, then your body will release sweat and try to cool yourself down. If it gets too low, your body will like shiver and try to warm itself back up, but it's got to maintain that area so you stay alive. Then that's the negative feedback loop. But let's say with like a positive feedback loop, well, then it's like when a baby suckles from the nipple, it sends a chemical signal up the spine to the brain, and the mother produces more of a chemical that helps make milk. And then the baby does it again and again and again and again and again, sustaining the baby's life. Here we have the cavity diagram with the head, the neck, which is like the cranial cavities, body cavities, vertebral cavities, thorax, abdominic, and abdominal. Whatever, I can't. Abdominal, whatever. Then over here we have the diagrams for the anatomical terminology, such as the superior, which is the part above something, which is why I drew the arrow up, and the inferior, which is why I drew the arrow down. Then for the anterior, which is towards the front, I drew these two rails with this box, this plane, pushed all the way towards the front, which represents the front, and the thing with the posterior, which pushed back towards the back. Then with the medial, the plane is in the middle of the bars, and with the lateral, there are two planes rolling alongside the bars. Proximal is a part closer to the trunk of the body, such as like your head or your chest or your internal organs, like all that stuff that makes you function. Whereas a distal is a part further from the trunk, such as like your hands or arms and legs. Superficial is near the surface, which is why I drew this boat on the ocean, because it's near the surface. Whereas the peripheral, no. Peripheral outward, near the surface. That kind of thing. I drew this squid underneath the water because it's beneath the surface. And here's the diagram for the abdominal structure. And here's my diagram for the planes. Yeah, that's all my work.